welcome back to another episode of the Dude from LA podcast. And today, in Boyle Heights, we have Chef Ruben. Dude, what's up, bro?
How you doing, buddy? How you doing?
I'm good, man. We're talking like we've known each other forever, but this just
the first time.
That's
First
even
time.
better. Oh, look, I think the music's coming back. Let me see. There we go. It's funny, man. The other people don't know, but we got music playing in the background. There we go. Dude, Chef Ruben.
Yes, sir.
You're like, God damn. This is like it's always crazy when you first meet somebody. You're like, dude, let's record a podcast.
Yeah,
let's get on. Let's talk.
It's nice.
But what's interesting is the reason why I wanted to have you on. So you're definitely inspiring, and you're doing the dang thing. You're out there working, right?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
First and foremost, so food, man. Where did that start for you?
You know, for me, food started when I was about 13 years old.
13.
You could say when I was 13. I have a sister-in-law. She's probably she cooks. You would want to eat her fingers when we tried her food. So
Where is she from?
She's from Michoacán.
Okay.
Michoacán, Villamar, Michoacán. So one day she was like, "Hey, do you want to do some menudo?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, why not?" So let's start with the menudo. So she's like, "Oh, you got to wash this. The gut's very, very good." I'm like, "Okay." So I got burned, and from there, it all started. I was like, you know what? I love this. I really, really enjoy this. Even though I got a little burned, I was like, dude, this is for me. Ever since then, I started making food for my father when I was like 15, 16 years old. I would cook for my family when I get off high school. And
were you like the older brother?
no, I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest?
I'm actually the youngest of all the guys. Yeah, I'm the baby. So I will cook.
It's all guys?
It's I have 5 brothers, 5 guys and 2 sisters, so 7 in total. We're all here except one of the sisters. She's in Mexico. She lives out there. So
from where does she live, man?
In Villamar, Michoacán.
Okay,
yeah. So it's from Guadalajara, which is the cap. Guadalajara.
Yeah.
It's about 2 hours and a half from there. So it's a beautiful, beautiful little city. So it all started from there. It all started, like I said, when I was 13 years old with my sister-in-law, and it was.
I took my inhaler, man. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So it was funny to me, even though I got burnt that day, that I enjoyed cooking. And when my father was alive, his favorite dish were enfrijoladas.
Enfrijoladas?
You never had them?
Maybe. What is that like?
It's basically the same thing like enchiladas, but made out of frijol. Like watery, we smash the beans and we leave them watery.
Yeah.
And we do the same process of like enchilada. But instead of the red sauce, it's the beans. So we put them through the beans, and it's going to be, all the beans they're gonna get stuck to a tortilla. And then you fold it, you could put cheese, chicken. My dad used to love them with chicken. I would put chicken inside and like lettuce, tomato. And he would used to tell me, Ruben, like, you cook good, like you should do it, like you should do it off a living, you should do it. And when I was 17, I started working at a restaurant in downtown LA. It's illegal, but hey, I started working at a restaurant
at 17.
At 17 years old, I was still in high school.
What was that like?
Dude, it was the most amazing experience ever. It was fun. Like, I was eager to learn. I wanted to learn as much as I could from that place. I ended up staying there through high school. I went to college, culinary school for a little bit. And then from there, it all started there. I have a friend of mine. He's still around. His name is Alex. He owns a restaurant, a Mediterranean restaurant. I was working with this guy, 16 years?
Oh, shoot.
16 years, yeah. And that's from where everything started. I started learning how to make the real Mexican food, like the real Mediterranean food also. I'm a Mediterranean chef that I learned from my friend. And it's been a journey, and it's fun. It's fun. I love making. I love seeing when people eat my food, the food that I put out, and their faces. It's just when they say, it's good, I'm happy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the excitement that I get. I
Yeah,
just want to do it better and better and better every day.
Yeah, it's
You
something
know?
that you don't get, like, if you, I don't know, say if you, I mean, art's cool, right? Like, you
Yeah.
could look at a painting and say it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, for the most part, a car, you know, if you go to a
Yeah.
mechanic, you know, I mean, they fix your car, that's awesome,
That's
but
awesome, man.
it doesn't bring you that much joy to
Joy,
drive
no.
away. It's like, oh, thank God my car's fixed. It's like, okay, cool.
Oh,
It's supposed to work.
Oh yeah.
You know, food is like this whole thing where it's
It-
like, damn, they're hitting
it-
flavors that
yeah.
that remind you of home. It's always like that, right?
That's what a lot of people at a restaurant where I'm at. That's what a lot of Hispanic people. We make our fresh tortillas from scratch, our flour tortillas from scratch, our
Flour
corn
tortillas from scratch?
From scratch. Yeah,
You know,
from flour,
that's
straight
that's
from
a
flour.
crazy thing, right? Like everybody's
man.
trying to say like it's artisanal,
It-
whatever.
It's a beauty though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so much better than store bought whatever.
Store-bought tortillas.
But now that's what you find all over Mexico. You just
Yeah, and it's beautiful because, to me, what it is, a lot of people out there, they go to culinary school because they want to be the best chef or whatever. You know, to me, if you have love for the food, it's always gonna come from your heart, and money doesn't buy love or you know what I mean for the food. It has to come from inside. You know, I know a few people that they've been to high culinary schools, cordon bleu, stuff like that. But if they don't have it, they don't have it. Do you know what I mean? It takes love for the food in order for it to taste good and to look great.
yeah.
You know, that's what I like.
Yeah, the looking great's tough, right? That you could probably take a good class on that. You probably take a good 30-minute seminar on how to make it look good, dude. Because
How to make it
all that, like even cutting steak, you know, like there's a certain way to cut steak.
Yeah.
And you learn this on the job, right?
Yeah, you learn it. You learn it in the job, of course. Everything. I mean, school's not gonna teach you. You're not supposed to touch that towel when you get that towel. You know what I mean?
Right.
Things you learn. The tricks of the kitchen, or you say that
How to catch up.
to catch up, and you learn it as you go. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of it. That if anybody that has a passion for food, anybody could do it. You know, if they really want to do it, and if they have a passion for it. I have a 12-year-old son, and this kid loves to cook.
Oh, snap.
He loves cooking. 2 weeks ago, I was like, I called him up. I was like, hey, son, it was late at night. I was like, you know what, son, I'm craving some pancakes. Can you make me some pancakes? He goes, really, Dad, right now? I'm like, sure. Can you make me some pancakes? He's like, I don't know. And when I got home, he had a stack of pancakes for me. And, you know, and I tell him it comes from here. And I asked him, do you love what you do? You enjoy cooking? He goes, yeah. Yeah, he does. You know, his mother had a craving for a carrot cake.
Oh, snap.
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah, about 3 weeks ago. And I was like, hey, you want to surprise your mom? He goes, what, Dad? I'm like, you want to make her a cake? So I'm like, he's like, cake? I'm like, sure, because he makes cakes. And he goes, yeah, let's go to the store. So we bought the stuff that he needed.
Yeah.
And when my wife got home from work, her cake was there, and I was like, "Hey, babe, open your fridge. Someone made you something." And she was very surprised that actually he loves what he does. And I tell him, like, look, that's when I started. That's at your age. It's like when I started, I was 13. You're 12, and you're picking something up. You know what I mean? Keep working on it. You know, keep working on it. And
it's got to be a little bit different, right? Coming up with with the dad that's already cooking.
Yeah,
you know,
it's fun. I cook for all their birthdays.
Oh yeah,
for their birthdays, family. On the 17th, I have a family party, and my wife was like, "Oh, they want you to cook." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. Do they give you a requirement? Do people in the family kind of
people in the family? They do.
Man,
they do.
This is what we loved.
Yeah, they do. For this the 17th, my cuñada was like, "Oh, can you make me some birria?" I'm like,
"Oh, dude,
sure. What else? You want some carnitas?" She was okay.
That's the way to go.
Yeah. So I'm making her some food. And
yeah.
it's fun. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's fun. I always say it's fun, and I love what I do. And it's not a job. I don't see it as a job. I see it as a hobby. You know what I mean? Just because, to me, it is a hobby. I love it. I enjoy it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, that's kind of one of the big differences in how people go, I guess, from just being a cook or a chef.
Yeah.
I mean, to being kind of a chef, you start looking at it more like as what you can create instead of just, you know, working at a Denny's trying to throw out that value spam.
No,
that don't matter, you know?
No, it's you gotta, to me, when I see something or I try something and I go to different places, I'm like, this is not the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? But they always say, "Oh, this is the best."
Right.
Oh, it's the best of Los Angeles. This is the best. This is the best. And I was like, no, it's not. Because number one, it's you don't taste it, and when you bring out the food that you made with love, people taste the love in the food. It takes the time. They taste every single ingredient that is there. You know what I mean? I could put a birria together and throw everything, all the spices in one pot, blend them up, and you know what I mean, and do it. But it's not like that. Everything's a step. You know what I mean? For me, when I do my birria, it's just marinating the meat first for about an hour, 2 hours, or even overnight. You know, I marinate overnight, and then the following day, I'll just start making the sauce. You know, it's a process, and that's what people nowadays don't do, the process. They skip the process. Everything's a process in life.
Yeah.
Everything's a process to me. I mean, I see it that way.
Everything takes time.
Everything takes time.
Yeah.
Everything takes time. Like, you know, anywhere. I mean, like any superstar. You know, any basketball player, Kershaw, for example. He wasn't that great when he was... Well, he's always been great. Let's take that back.
Oh, 10 minutes into the podcast, you're already talking about the Dodgers losing. Oh, man.
And it takes time. You know, it takes time to be what you want to be, I think. And for me, it's been 20 years, and I'm still working at getting better and trying to bring out our true flavors of Mexico. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
and it's hard.
It's kind of a cool wave right now, right? That you're seeing in food. There's a lot of introspection in Mexican chefs that are not cooking European style dishes.
Yeah.
It's Mexican inspired food.
Yeah.
You know, there was there's a stuff called Bosch, POX, and it's a Mayan drink. It's a Mayan liquor, like a spirit.
Really?
Yeah. And they there's only one brand that's like imported here in the States. And I tried it, and I was like, God damn, like this 30 years ago would have like never left a small town.
Yeah.
And much less would have like blown up like in Mexico City or whatever, or even gotten to the States. Like it would have been this esoteric, weird thing that happened in this little part of Mexico. Now people are just looking at every little corner and being like, dude, this comes from here, from this little city.
Yeah.
And people are like, holy shit, like this is bomb.
It is.
You're finding riches in your backyard.
It is, beautiful. And there's a lot of people. I know this guy. His name is Poncho. He does tlayudas.
Oh yeah, Poncho tlayudas, man. I haven't been. It's on Main Street. He's actually closer to my house than.
And actually, he started at Smorgele.
No, he had his thing, right? He had his thing in his house, but now he's at Smorgasbord.
Now he's doing it. There's something like that people don't know. Like people don't understand what's a tlayuda.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we could bring, like us Mexicans, we bring, and you know what I mean. It's our culture, because that's specific from their country.
It's very regional,
and it's very, 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 very good.
Yeah,
I mean, if people know something, like he makes them great. Like I never had nothing better than his tlayudas. Yeah, but it's just the love, and you know, it's the love and what we could do as Hispanics. You know what I mean? We could be we could be the next Chef Ramsay, right?
Oh, easy, man. You could yell at people in Spanish.
That's cabrón, apúrate, que quiero eso, que, you know what I mean?
Have to,
yeah, you know, but it's us that I think we got to put our names out there for the food that we bring. You know what I mean? The food, our Mexican food. It's funny when I when I meet people and I'm like, oh, I'm a Mexican chef, blah, blah. Oh, I love Mexican people, especially white folks. You know what I mean? Those people will love our food. You know what I mean? When I do my caterings, I go out to Huntington Beach area and stuff like that. And I always ask them, like, how do you want beans and stuff like that? They're like, oh, we love beans. I'm like, yeah, you guys love beans? I'm like, us Mexicans, we rarely eat beans, and you guys love it, right? And they, when they're eating our food, it's like they're having a feast. It's like love for their heart or love for their belly. Or it's just incredible.
It's a little exotic, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what it is too. And Mexican food is pretty festive. Like, it comes with like live music. Like, what other restaurants can you go to where it's like live mariachi?
Like a banda or mariachi.
Fucking banda. Oh, dude, if a white person messed up and went to like a Mariscos something spot and there's a fucking banda going on, those ratchet Mexicans are there.
Ooh,
they are in for a show.
Oh yeah,
they thought they were walking into like Casa Fina next door, where it's like nice and everybody's mellowed out.
But they're walking to the banda, the buckets of beer and
fucking buckets of beer.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Do those sushi rolls have hot Cheetos on them? God, dude. Somebody they need like an escort to come in with them, a little usher to be like, hey guys, all right? Don't worry, they're not going to shoot their AKs in the sky. That's Thursday
You're okay.
night.
You're fine. You can eat here. Enjoy the show. Yeah, it's fun when we go to places like that, and I mean, for me, my goal and our dream, my dream and our family dream that, we're trying to create this. Like in my house, we don't speak Spanish much more because I want to bring our Mexican culture back to my kids, with the food, with the with
you
the
don't
family.
Speak Spanish?
I'm English.
English.
Sorry, my bad. I don't speak English.
Okay.
I don't speak English at my home.
Okay.
The reason why is not for any other reason, but I want them to know our culture, know our food. I don't cook spaghetti or stuff like that at home. I just make sure that they know our food. I mean, it's very important for our kids, our generation, to know where we come from. And I think that's very important. It all starts from the food.
It does. It does, and it gets tough, right? Because then, I mean, like, say you have that with your kids, and then, what kind of experience are your kids' going to have, and as you get further and further down the generations and stuff like that, it's not. Yeah, it just gets real tough. It's so easy though that Mexico's close that it helps. It just helps. Like,
that's true.
Yeah, they could just go down to TJ for a few days and
get some tacos. Get some tacos,
and then it's like, that's it, my roots.
Ah, yeah.
It's gotta feel weird though for other places, like places that were in California with a bunch of Mexicans here when it was Mexico, or in Texas where it became like, hey, now you're the States.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah,
I'm sure there's some leftover people that just they kind of lost a lot.
Yeah, they do.
It gets real tough, right? When you think about kids.
Yeah, man.
You have Italians and Irish people that came over here and they just became white people.
That's it.
But if Italy was like right next to Canada, if Italy and Ireland were in between Canada,
that would be something, yeah.
Dude, you'd have some Italians would be like, dude, my Italian uncle's like asking me for money. He wants me to fucking cross him over the border.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah, it'd be weird, man. You have to stop some people. Yeah. We'd be like making trips over the border to get fucking Irish whiskey. It gets crazy. It gets crazy trying to raise kids, I bet.
It is, man. It is.
Yeah, but, you got to do, and you're doing your part by trying to at least preserve the language.
Preserve the language of the food, and the food it's very important. I mean, to me, it's important because it describes us Mexicans with the food that we make. And a lot of people know us. Like, hey, you can tell a white boy, hey, let's go get a torta. They know a torta is going to come from Mexico. Hey, make it a taco. That's Mexican food. Let's go. It's fun. It's fun. And
do you think those days are kind of going away? Like, the basic foods, I think, are going away? Because I feel like a lot of people are very savvy when it comes to Mexican food. Like, now they get specific when they go to, like, Mariscos Jalisco, and they're like, I want those tacos dorados de camarón, and it's like real specific to that town and shit.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of people like Marisco Sinaloa, like
okay.
like Sinaloa Mariscos from their country. Like they'll do the, like you said, tacos dorados, or they'll do their own little whatever
spin on it.
And it's to me, I don't like that when I see that. I mean, I like the original stuff, like the old school, like grandma. Like my grandma used to make it, I remember, and my mom used to make it. And I think that's the beauty. Like if you keep that and you preserve that, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. That's for me. That's what I want to do. That's my goal. I just want to keep it as authentic as possible.
That's definitely the way to go too.
That it is, and it is. It is, and it's delicious when you could do it the same way or similar to the way that it was made before.
Mm-hmm.
It's
true.
It's the best. It's the best thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's when you start tying your dish to generations past. Then it's just a mind fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like when you find like a old grandpa's shirt or something. You're like, God damn, this is like a very long throwback.
Oh yeah.
You're like, this is special, right?
Oh yeah.
Save it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's beauty.
So what are you trying to do? Tell people where you work right now.
I work at I'm a chef for a Calavera Burrito Company. It's we make mainly burritos, but we're trying to do now. We're making plates, like mole plate. I just added mole yesterday. It was the first time adding mole to the menu.
Shit.
Mole negro, which is it takes a
bro.
long time.
Yeah.
It's those burning those peppers.
For real.
They have to be like charred, like.
I mean, just darkness.
It's dark, and they have to be burned like charcoal, and it takes time, and I can't burn them at the restaurant because we're in a building.
Oh, for real?
So it smoke detectors will go off.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
What I do, I burn them in my house and I'll bring them in. Like I bring them outside,
awesome.
burn them in a grill, and I just bring them in.
That's awesome.
But I just started adding that, and yesterday it went okay. For the first day, it was good. The next, we're gonna add like little things like pastor, because we don't have pastor right now. We only have carnitas, birrias, fajitas, chile relleno, and that's about it for right now. But we're adding slowly as we go, because this is a brand new restaurant. We've been there for 4 or 5 months now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's a brand new restaurant. I just came over there. I used to work around the corner from there at a Mediterranean place, and I got hired there. They had a menu before that was Mexican food, but it wasn't Mexican food. It was like burritos with cabbage, lettuce, and like cactus. It was
It just wasn't. It wasn't. Right.
It was maybe it would do good like in Huntington Beach or Newport Beach areas.
Yeah.
Somewhere where the white folks' food, it will do good.
Like it'll pass.
But in downtown, it wasn't doing good.
Yeah.
I came over.
What's like on what, Spring Street or something?
It's on Spring. It's on Spring. We're on in the arcade building.
Okay.
We're on Spring. On between 5th and 6th on Spring Street.
Holy, okay.
Yeah, it's a nice building.
Yeah.
It's a very nice building. We have a food. There's about 15 different restaurants in there.
Yeah, is it near like Santee Court Market?
No, it's
on the other.
It's by Central Market.
Oh yeah.
It's 3 blocks west from there. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
So it's
beautiful.
It's a beautiful building. It's a beautiful building. Brand new restaurants. Every single restaurant that's in there is brand new.
Gosh.
I mean, it's a beautiful place. I love it. It's like my baby. I always say it's like my baby. And we've been there for 4 months. I've been there for 4 or 5 months. I started the new menu.
Damn.
And as soon as I started, in a month I had it ready. We put it out, and ever since then, it's been very good. It's been very, very, very good. Okay. We're growing. Thinking next of opening some some catering trucks. Some catering trucks. Drive them around with our Calavera logo.
That's not bad,
sick.
dude.
It'll be nice. Our vision's gonna be all black and a nice Calavera, and we all know what's a Calavera.
Oh, dude, it's awesome shirts, man. Awesome shirts.
It's awesome.
It's nice, etched and everything.
Yeah, nice little patch and
yeah. Very fitting for today too.
Yeah,
you know, the Halloween episode.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've been there for 4 months now, 4 or 5 months, and it's been a journey.
Yeah.
It's been a journey, but we're there.
Okay.
We're there, and we plan to stay there for a long time.
Good, man.
Yeah, with the support of the locals and people that are our followers, my followers, and the locals that are around there. And it's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It will be there.
Yeah,
sure.
and then you said you wanted to that's what you want to do, right? Open up the truck.
I want to open my own truck. You know,
Yeah.
my own little truck, and have it out there. Have it out there with some nice, good Mexican food.
Dude, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I have a location already in mind, and hopefully no one takes it, but.
Well, don't say anything.
I ain't saying nothing where it is.
Dude, I got some stuff I don't tell anybody. Like I'll see bottles of things I want to buy you know. I'll see like pants and shit that I'm like, if they're here next week, I'll get them, you know. But they got to be here, and they you know, these things are sick. They're cheap too.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Stash those.
Yeah, I'm trying to open my own little thing, and so I'll be able to do what I like to do. You know, basically, right now I work for somebody, and it's not the same thing. You know what I mean? Because there's two different mindsets, and we do good. We agree on a lot of things, but in some other things, it doesn't go that way. You know?
Yeah.
Because the bosses are like white from the Midwest.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know why they got into Mexican food. I mean, the owner, he doesn't eat Mexican food.
What? What does he eat?
He's a white man. So he eats like salad sandwiches, but not Mexican food. He doesn't eat. That's the only thing he doesn't eat. It's
the lady
weird.
Does?
Huh?
But the lady does?
No, the owner does.
Oh, the owner.
The lady does. Not the husband. He doesn't eat Mexican food. It's weird. I'm like, you own a Mexican restaurant and you don't eat food. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that own 24-hour fitnesses. And
it doesn't work out, right?
They don't work out.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
No. Dang, okay.
Yeah, but it's good.
It's good. Well, it's good because they have you there working on recipes and producing quality things, you know, based on your experiences. I mean, that's...
Yeah, and they trust
me. That's kind
of
that's a good way to do it.
They believe me, They believe me. When I started there, I had to do about 5 different tastings for 5-6 different investors. So I was like, okay, another test. I was like, okay. And at first I was kind of nervous.
Yeah.
You know, at first I was like, why they want so many? Like, you know, why they want so many? And I was like, oh, they want to try it once to see if it's the same thing over and over. To see if it's the same thing. I'm like, okay, whatever you guys want. I'll give you guys what you want. You know, whatever you guys want. If you want me to do it every day, I'll do it every day. So you guys could try it and do it. Yeah. And, and ever since that, thank God, I've been there, you know, number one. And I had a dream to be working at this restaurant. It's crazy how dreams work. Every day I would pass by and I would say, you know what, I want to work at this restaurant.
For real?
I promise, that's honest truth. I worked around the corner when the restaurant was being built. I would pass by every single day and I would say, God, I want to work here.
Okay.
I want to work here. It looks like a beautiful place. I was like, I want to work here. I want to work here. And then
in your dream,
in my dream, and I will pass by that place, and I will say, you know what? It's for me. It's for me, and luckily, I'm there. So you know, I'm there.
Dude, this gives so much hope to my supermodels on a yacht dream that I had.
No, seriously, man.
2 nights ago, I was on there just titties and crystal, man. If it happens, I'll let you know.
Hey,
I get fucking work.
You never know, and that's it's funny how things work. I believe, and if you really want it from the bottom of your heart, and if you true what you like and what you want, things happen. Things happen, and it has to be all in your mind and your heart, you know.
What's honesty, man? Yeah, I think that's what you're putting out. That's one of the things I noticed. Just kind of watching your stuff on Instagram. It's always like, dude, fucking positive thinking. Like you're on this roll.
Yeah.
This movement towards great things and positivity is kind of the key. Along the way.
It is. It has to be.
It has to be, right?
Yeah, it has to be. You have to be positive, and you have to be patient.
Patience
is the key.
It is hard, man. It takes some time.
It's hard.
It takes some time and it takes some work.
But if you know what you want, make it happen.
Yeah.
Because time flies. Time flies.
Yeah. Before you know it, you got your 12-year-old making you pancakes late at night. That's what happens.
Oh yeah, it happens, man. That's what happens.
Yeah, hit up a carrot cake.
Yeah.
Dang. So what? I mean, you were making Mediterranean food. Do you ever go out and eat other stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love food.
What's your favorite stuff to eat, bro?
My favorite stuff to eat is obviously Mexican food.
Yeah.
But then it's Mediterranean food. So I worked in Mediterranean for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And then Argentinian food.
Yeah, steaks and chimichurri.
Chimichurri. I mean, there's some places that do it very good. There's some places that are okay.
What's your go-to?
There's one in Long Beach on Pine Street. It's called Argentina. I don't remember the name, but it's on Pine Street.
Okay.
It's by 6, somewhere on there. And that one's good. They have good tapas. They have good chimichurri there. It's good.
Shoot.
That's what I like.
Okay.
Well, steaks. Probably that's my least favorite to go to. But Mexican food is my favorite to go to.
What are some good spots you've gone to?
That I gone to, and they're Mexican. Yeah. Well, for tacos, guisados is good. They have good tacos. I mean, it's right around the corner from where I work, and they have good tacos there. Guadalajara Grill off the 60 freeway, where they have the mariachi.
Oh, okay.
Jalisco Grill or Guadalajara Grill. It's off the 60 freeway. That one's good Mexican food.
Which one's that one?
It's called Guadalajara. They have a lot of mariachis.
Okay.
It's off the 60. It's like going towards Covina. There's that one there. And another one that I used to go to for Mexican food, it's Gloria's. It's in City of Downey. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's in City of Downey and Gloria's.
And I used to live there, man. I used to live there. It was a cool place.
It's by a Chevron gas station. It's off Florence. That place, it's some good Mexican food there. Carne asada plates, they're delicious. They're delicious.
Okay.
Yeah, those are some good spots.
Damn.
But other than that, Mexican food and Mediterranean. There's some good Mediterranean places in downtown.
It's crazy, man. Because after you work at a place for a while, you end up making that like your go-to meal.
Food. Yeah.
I was talking about an uncle that worked at an Italian restaurant, and it's the weirdest thing. You go to their house, and he makes like this, fettuccine alfredo with like shrimp and escargot and. And their fucking kids eat it like they love it, and they don't know anything different. Yeah. And it's all because you ended up working at this place, and your kids are gonna grow up with some crazy Mediterranean inclinations and be those weird Mexicans on the block.
And it is funny because my kids, they love the Mediterranean food.
Yeah,
we'll go to the store and they would say, "Hey, Dad, can you make us some hummus?" I'm like, all right, just get the garbanzo. I'll make us some hummus from scratch and. Some baba ganoush dips, tabbouleh, and they had some kebabs. For my wife's birthday, every year for my wife's birthday, I make her a feast. There's always salmon, there's lamb, there's kebabs, there's Mexican food, there's mariscos. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, you see?
It's a whole thing, yeah.
That's what I like, man. I like that kind of, the mixture of everything, you know? Yeah. We all could get along. I think we should get along at a buffet.
At a buffet.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's all good. We're all invited. Where the Chinese people at? They got the best. We all get an egg roll. We all get an egg roll, dude. Your plate could be full. You know, you could have a bunch of fucking tacos on there. You're like, I'm still going to fuck with this egg roll right here. Top it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mediterranean stuff.
It's good food. It's very healthy because everything's on the grill. Most everything's on the grill. But yeah, it's good.
What's something that you don't mess with?
Ooh, sweet food. Anything that's sweet.
Sweets.
Like, those Asian places like the rice box and all that. They do their pork like kind of sweet.
Okay.
I don't do sweet food. That's something that I don't know. I don't think food was meant to be sweet.
Huh.
It's just...
Yeah, like teriyakis
like
and stuff?
teryakis.
You're not a big fan of teriyaki?
Not a big fan.
Okay.
Not a big fan of teriyaki.
Oh, dude, I don't eat cupcakes. I feel you. But I'll mess up a coffee cake every now and then. That is my deal.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I allow. Yeah. Coffee cake. But outside of that, it's like, yeah, I don't do cake,
Wow.
I don't do cheesecake.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't do cakes. Cakes I don't do. I don't know. No. Sweet food, I don't know. I just... Doesn't go with me very well, I think. I just...
That's why those mosquitoes don't attack you, man. That's probably why.
That's probably why.
Yeah, I think they're getting me off of like just, I don't know, the residuals of beer I have in my fat stores. They're just like, attack this guy, we'll get drunk.
Okay. Yeah.
And have you ever thought about doing some excursions back to Mexico or checking out some
I actually, I used to watch this guy,
Rick Bayless.
There you go. That guy that goes to Mexico and he brings this food here, but he makes it. Yeah, he makes it like the American way. He doesn't make it the original way. He finds a way to make it. That I will go back. I would love to go back and bring the way they make it.
Yeah.
Not the way you want to make it. You know what? It might taste good, but if I bring it the original way, it'll be good. You know what I mean? I would love to go and do that. I was in Mexico for my sister's wedding 5 years ago.
Okay.
My sister got married. So my uncle was doing he's like the chef of the town.
Oh, no way.
Like he had like 6-7 different pots going at the same time. And I was seeing him how he was making the birria, how he was making the carnitas. And then I went over and I asked him, "Hey, uncle, like, really, like, don't you think that's too much time?" And I thought I was thought I was taking time preparing my food and this and that. He goes, "No," straight out. He goes, "Nah, it's not enough time. In order for it to taste good, you have to pretend you're making love to it. Take your time with it. Marinate it good, make sure you season it well, and you start doing step by step." I'm like, okay.
You're like, are we still talking about the food here?
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Look, you're gonna taste this birria when I'm done with it." I'm like, okay. I mean, me being Mexican, I tasted different birrias, a lot of different birrias.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, uncle. But when that birria was done, dude, I wanted to eat birria all day. I just wanted to continue eating the birria because it's so good. It's so good because he put his time in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He took his time making that dish. And it was beautiful. And it was beautiful to see the way he was making it. It was better the way it tasted. Just because... taking time.
It's crazy how much more you appreciate things when you see how long
it takes.
the process is. Yeah. In almost anything, right? I mean, you could, for me, I didn't even know like tequila took that long, to make, especially good kinds or whatever. And something so simple as like I grew tomatoes once, man. I tried to grow more, but I only grew like 4. And I made one salad out of these little baby fucking tomatoes. It was the best tomatoes I've ever had. I was like, I couldn't grow them, I could grow them. And then you're just like, it literally took me a month to get this fucking thing to grow, even with hot weather. And I suck at it, dude. I suck.
You're like, nah, no more.
No more. We're not growing anything. I don't think we're built for this life.
Yeah.
And you just have so much more appreciation for the people that can do it really well and consistently and just amazingly well.
And that's what it is, consistency. You have to be consistent over and over, the same different flavors. Because when I go to different restaurants, And for example, there's this place in Bell that I used to go. First couple times, the food tasted the same. Mm-hmm. The third time, I was like, this is not the same that I had the other time.
Yeah.
I even called the waiter over, and she goes, no, it's the same. I was like, no, it's not. Mm-hmm. It tastes something different. Whatever. And then I gave it another try. And it had a different flavor than the third time. I was like, what is this? I was like, you know what? This doesn't taste the same. Can I switch it for something else? And I did. You know, I got something else. But for me, that's the key. That's the number one thing, consistency. Yeah. It has to be the same over and over and over and over. Yeah. You know, it has to be. Because other than that, you start messing with the flavor, start adding this, changing that. Mm-hmm. People notice. People that have a good palate will notice. Yeah. People that could distinguish the flavors, they'll notice. They'll notice, and it's bad, I think.
It is, man. It is. I mean, there's, you know, for better or for worse, there's a reason why people go to Chipotle, because it tastes the same everywhere. Yeah. McDonald's, I mean, you're gonna get the same McDonald's everywhere. Yeah. You know, it's not great, but I mean, that's what you get.
That's what you get. Yeah, like anywhere, you know, corner bakery, you know, whatever. It's the same thing over and over and over.
Definitely.
You know, and that's what I try to implement it at the restaurant with the guys, and tell them, like, you know what, we will have customers if we keep the same taste, the same value, the same amount of rice, the same amount of meat, the same amount of everything inside. If we start, just because we're getting busy, we start taking off little meat, less rice, people will notice. Yeah. People will notice, and it's important. Yeah, it's important.
Oh, dude, I notice all the time.
Yeah. I mean, people notice.
People notice. We do have a weird mind for picking up on those subtleties, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, this fucking burrito feels smaller today. Yeah, why does it have so much rice?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's what that's for me, it's important. Consistency, it's very important. And quality too, try to use the best produce out there that we can get, you know, because it's the way to do it. You know, there's restaurants that I see and I taste their stuff, and you're like, oh man, they got the cheapest tomatoes that were already going bad, and they made a salad. You know what I mean? Things like that. Yeah. You know, for me, no. If I see something that's not good and it's going bad, or I will not use it. Mm-hmm. You know, quality is very important too.
Yeah, it means a lot, because people will pay attention. You know, you start making a car with fucking, you know, that's a lot lighter, and
people are gonna say,
starts messing up in 2 years. God dang,
what happened? Yeah,
shit. Well, dope, man. I'm getting bit like a motherfucker out here, man. Yeah, look, I got bit right there, dude.
Again, those mosquitoes, man. Yeah. They love you.
I'm telling you, man. So you might have to cut it out here short.
Cool.
But what do you want to leave with people? What's coming next from Chef Ruben?
What's coming next?
You know, definitely go and check you out. If they stop by and they go like, "Dude from LA podcast," well,
there you
be
go.
Like, "What's up?" Dude?
You get 50% off.
Do you?
I'll give you guys 50% off.
Holy shit! Let's say 10, man.
Okay, 10. Let's say 10.
If
10,
that,
10,
you know?
10. And do you know what I want to live? I just want to say that. Well, thank you for the opportunity, for having me on, and just keep in touch, keep following me. I will have a catering truck very soon coming out, and for you guys to enjoy the food. I'm gonna be all over the place, just trying to do it in downtown. I'm gonna try to do it in town for a little while, and just see what goes on from there. But in a couple months, it should be ready.
Okay.
In a couple months, I'm working with a friend of mine, so
nice, man.
I'm sure that we'll make something happen.
This is coming up quick, and they can follow you on Instagram.
Instagram as Chef Rubenski, ChefRubenski. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chef Rubenski. I'm there.
Dope,
I'm there. You guys will see some pictures there, pretty pictures, delicious food, and I will add some more.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast, man. It's been dope.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's all
Appreciate
good. It's all good. We're gonna get out. We're gonna go into like the cover of the Sun. Get away from these goddamn West Nile virus ass mosquitoes. All right, this has been another episode of the Dude from LA podcast. Peace.